Good morning, students, and welcome to another class of costing and taxation. So, let's start. In the last class, we had discussed deemed ownership. Now, deemed ownership is a very important theoretical part in this chapter, and it always comes in the exam as a theoretical question for 2 marks or 4 marks. Now, if I believe that this topic is clear to everyone, and if there is any problem, please don't hesitate to email me. And we also solved some of the examples, which is very important for the practical understanding of this topic. Today we'll be solving two illustrations because we have covered almost most of the parts in chapter. So now you will need practical illustrations so that you can solve and means apply whatever you have learned. Now if any of you have not taken the books yet, so I think this is the right time to take the books. You'll take the same books of that you used in class 11, right? The same books, I mean the books by the same author for class 12. That is for accountancy, Hanif and Mukherjee, and for costing and taxation, the two thin books that you had in class 11, the same you'll take it for class 12. And please take the book and start solving examples because this is class 12 and it's not a joke. So let's start the problem. Mr. A is the owner of house property of a three-storied house. The ground floor is let out to a tenant. The first floor is let out to a tenant again, and the second floor is used as her own residence. So there is a Mr. someone, and has his house has been divided into three equal parts, right? Into three equal parts. Now this ground floor and first floor has been given for let out. However, this is self-occupied. The second floor is self-occupied by him or her. Now, if you look carefully, you'll understand that this problem deals with area-wise division. Area-wise division. Now, how do we solve the problem sums of area-wise division? It is very simple. Just calculate everything. Calculate gross municipal value, fair rent, standard rent, and everything, and just divide it by 3. Now, why 3? Because in the last example which I had done, the area was divided into two parts, first floor and ground floor. So therefore we divide it into 50%. But here the area has been divided into three parts, ground, first and second floor. So therefore each unit is 1 by 3, 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. So whatever elements, whatever items we'll be writing for calculation of income from house property, we'll just divide it by 3, and the income will be calculated for each one of them separately, right? It's not a very lengthy sum or not a very difficult sums. It's quite easy, but you should know how to do it. It's a very good sum. Okay, so whatever we calculate, we just divide by 3. Now coming back to the sums, let's read the information. Net municipal value 81,000, municipal tax 10%, land revenue 2,000. What land revenue, I don't care what land revenue is because it's not in my area to solve it. I haven't learned land revenue, so don't worry, land revenue has no use. Next, fire insurance premium, same. I don't care whatever expenses you incur on the house, the government will give only 30% deduction. Last, we have collection charges. This one is also totally useless. Okay, so these items such as land revenue, fire insurance, collection charges, these are all irrelevant expenses. The government does not give deduction or anything for these expenses. They are not even income. They are not deduction, they are not income, they are nothing, they are just worthless to confuse you. That's all. Now, in the previous classes, in my previous classes, I had told you, if you remember, that municipal taxes municipal taxes is calculated on net municipal value, right? Normally it is calculated on gross municipal value, right? But if in the sums they have mentioned you with the net municipal value, then don't calculate it with gross municipal value, calculate it with net municipal value. If in the sums they have given you net municipal value and municipal tax at the rate of 10%, then calculate 10% of NMV. 10% of NMV, not gross municipal value. Okay. So in our sums, what have they done? They have given us only net municipal value and municipal tax. Not a problem. What do we have to do? We just have to 81,000, right, into 10%. So my municipal tax is 8100, right? Now what do I have to do? The problem is that to calculate to perform the sums, the first step is you have to compare gross municipal value and fair rent. Although we don't have fair rent, standard rent and all over here, but still we will have to compare. If there is any information given on net municipal value, means you have to find out the gross municipal value. What did I say? If there is any information given on net municipal value and municipal tax percentage, you will have to find gross municipal value. Now finding of gross municipal value is very easy, but again you'll have to learn it, you'll have to know it properly how to calculate, otherwise you will get confused, and maximum number of brilliant students are confused over here. They are definitely confused. Now, acha, what information do we have over here? We have municipal value and rent receivable. See, rent receivable. The rent receivable for the ground floor is 5,000 per month, and for first floor it is 4,000 per month. Now, I told you that all these three of the house properties will be calculated separately. So we will have to compare only gross municipal value and rent receivable, and there we will have our gross annual value, because we don't have anything else to calculate. If we would have fair rent, then we would compare gross municipal value and fair rent, then we would compare it to standard rent, then expected rent would come and all. But here nothing is given, so you just have to compare gross municipal value and rent receivable. Whichever is higher will be my gross annual value. Now how to calculate gross municipal value? Now always remember that net municipal value is equal to 90% of gross municipal value. Always means gross municipal value is bigger and net municipal value is smaller than gross municipal value. Alright, so net municipal value is 90% of gross municipal value. Now this is my equation. This is my very important equation, that NMV is equal to 90% of GMV. Now if I provide you with any one of these, if I provide you with net municipal value or gross municipal value, suppose I have given you in this sums, I have provided you with net municipal value. Now net municipal value is equal to 81,000 is equal to 90% of GMV. Now won't you be able to calculate gross municipal value? Right, we always know how to find x, right? This is class 6 grade algebra. Anything they give you and they tell you to find the value of x. This is x, suppose this is x, right? You'll have to find the value of x. So how will we find the value of x? Just shift 90% over here, over the left hand side. and right hand side there will be only left gross municipal value. So there you have your gross municipal value. So now if we shift 90% to the left hand side, how will it result in? It will become 81,000 divided by 90%, right? This is in multiplication form. So when you shift it over here, it will not add or multiply or minus, it will divide. This is in multiplication form. So if you move to the opposite side, it will move in division form. So 81,000 divided by 90% is equal to my gross municipal value. Therefore my gross municipal value is 90,000, right? If you don't trust me, you can trust your calculator. 81,000 divided by 90% gives you 90,000. Whenever they give you net municipal value and you have to calculate gross municipal value, follow this equation and you will find gross municipal value very very easily. Now, if matlab, now we have gross municipal value. Now what do we have to do? We have to divide it into three parts. This is ground floor, this is first floor, this is second floor. Now 90,000 shall be divided into three equal parts, right? Means the gross municipal value of the house shall be divided into three parts. So 30,000, 30,000, 30,000. Simple. Nothing else. Simple. 30,000. Each floor has a gross municipal value of only 30,000. Right? Now I think we should start the sums. So let us start with the ground floor. The ground floor is let out to a tenant for 5,000 per month. Now you see the sum will become very very easy. See the ground floor gross annual value. So first we have to calculate the gross annual value, right? So how do we calculate the gross municipal value? Gross annual value. Gross municipal value will be compared with rent or annual rent. Annual rent. So for ground floor, my gross municipal value is 30,000. Please tell me you understood the 30,000, right? Yes, thank you. Annual rent is how much? 5,000 into 12, 60,000. So obviously 60,000 is more. 60,000 is more, so this will be my gross annual value. 60,000. Now my municipal tax. Now I had calculated my municipal tax over here. I think no, did not calculate over here. Now municipal tax is equal to 10% of NMV, not GMV, 10% of NMV. So 10% of 81,000. You can copy all this down as a part of your working. 81,000 is equal to 8,100. This is for the whole building, right? Now this will be divided into three parts. 2,700, 2,700 and 2,700. Nothing, just 8,100 divided by 3. That is all I have done. Right, now less municipal tax, how much? 2,700. Now my net annual yes, what is it called? A net annual value. Yes, what it comes to? 60,000 minus 2,700 is equal to 57,300. 57,300. Now deduction under section 24. 57,300 into 30%, 17,190. Now standard, this will come here, 17,190. Now interest on loan. Do we have any interest on loan? No. So nil. So therefore my income from house property is 40,110. Okay, done. I'm sorry I did not utilize these two columns. You had to utilize, because in the book it was given this format, but I don't feel the need to utilize it because the sum is already in such a simple form. So you can do it like this only, but in the exam I'll teach you the format. Okay, now coming to the first floor. First floor gross annual value, so let's calculate it. So the first floor, the gross municipal value is same, 30,000. Now annual rent is 4,000 per month, means 4,000 into 12 is equal to 48,000. So again this is higher, so my gross annual value is 48,000. Bas simple. 48,000 less municipal tax, how much? 2,700. Same, equal for each unit. Now 48,000 minus 2,700 is equal to 45,300. Now 30% of 45,300, 1,3,590. Now any interest on loan? No. So calculate the income from HP. So income from house property is equal to 31,710. Done. First floor also done. Now ground floor. Ground floor is self-occupied, so my gross annual value will be nil. Nothing. Nil. Net municipal value, municipal tax, nothing will be deducted, and net annual value will be also nil. Standard deduction nil. Interest on loan, if we had interest on loan in this sums, then we would deduct it. No interest on loan, so income from house property is nil for this part. Now total income from house property, total income from house property for Mr. A is equal to A plus B plus C is equal to, what was A? A means ground floor, first floor, second floor. 40,110 and 31710. 40,110 plus 3131710 plus my income from house property is equal to 71820. 71820. So this was my income from house property. Means area wise division, if they give you, you'll have to calculate each one income for each one of them separately, and then finally add all the three. I did not add the third part because the third part was 0, so the result would be same. Now, I was planning to do two sums, but I could not do, so this is the second sums over here. I believe you will be able to do this sums. But try this sums as your homework. If you don't, no problem, I'll solve it again tomorrow. I won't just give the answer, I'll solve the whole sums. So please try it. For your reference, just copy the whole sums, and if there is any problem, email it over here. And thank you so much. I hope you have understood today's class. Have a good day. Bye.